So we worked on doing our sketches and brainstorming a past, a present, or a future image of places that we like to be, because we're going to be creating a triptych. And so I provided you a template that you could either do a sketch, or if you had your own photos, these are all photos of mine except for the Aurora Borealis, because that's where I want to go in the future. So I found this image online that I liked. And so you can put them in the template, or you can make sketches of it. And we had 3 different scenarios, because if that you're playing with composition, and you're also playing with different options that you have. So, for example, I created a new one. So I picked in the past in Maine with my family and the water. Present at my friend's farm in the wintertime on her horse. And in the future, I'm thinking about better times where we can all be with our friends and family. So I had a picture with the clouds and a rainbow, because to me rainbows symbolize like love and hope and peace. So there's different scenarios. This one was straightforward. This was when I went to a trip in Mexico, in Coyoacan, Mexico. This was a beach scene from some friends of that we had visited in a present that was right before quarantine. And then this one is the future. Wanted to travel to Canada to visit some of my friends and see the national parks and the Northern Lights. So once you get that done, everybody has a board, and I had painter's tape, and I made them the compositions longer so that you could have more choice if you want your pictures to be spread out further or closer together. I decided to have mine stacked in a row because remember we're doing a triptych, so all 3 of them are making one picture. And I just took my, I have pre-cut Polaroids up on the paper cutter for you, and I used my ruler, and I kind of centered where my photograph would be. And then with my ruler, I measured from the bottom of the page to where the bottom of the image is going to be. And then I took that measurement and went all the way to the other side where I'm going to have the 3rd photo. And I made a little notch with that same measurement here. Made a notch here, right? Then I did the same thing on top. I measured the distance from the top to where the top of my picture was going to be. Same thing down here. Then I took my tape and I made the border up here and made the border up here. And then with the thin tape, I spaced out where each of the pictures were going to be. So I'm going to have it this printed a little bit small, which is fine. I'm going to do this composition. So in Maine, but I liked the way the horse looked better over here. So that's why I moved it. You get to choose. You're playing with the composition. See the difference? You can still move it around. That's why it's good to play with your sketches. So I think it looks best with my boat in the middle. And I could still, if you have 3 different sketches, you can still use all of them. So then once you get that done, your image, where you want it, you're going to take the tape, the transfer paper, which is up in the front of the room, dark side and light side. Dark side goes down. So I'm going to gently put that down and then put my piece, center my piece where I want it, tape it down, put my transfer paper underneath, and then I'm going to Remember in painting one how we traced it? Just lightly trace my sketch. Or photograph, whatever composition you have. And this is going to transfer it directly to your picture, and you'll have it in color on your computer. I don't have a color printer, but I can print it out in black and white. You have the choice of making your image any color scheme you want. It could be warm colors, cool colors, complementary, whatever we practiced in semester 1. Or it could be full color. Alright? So see how it transfers it? It's kind of hard to see from the... You guys see how it transfers it lightly to my board? So once I get that transferred, you don't want it really that dark. If you want to, you know, come back in and make some areas a little bit, stand out a little bit more, you can, but you want it to be light. You can see it better there. You see how it transfers my image straight to the board. And so now all I'm going to do is go in and start painting the colors that I want. And we're going to be using watercolors. I'm going to be trying to get close as possible as the original colors in the picture. But if it's monochromatic, like this, for example, you would just do one color and you're imitating the value. So you could do that too. Monochromatic always, I think, looks beautiful. A lot of artists use monochromatic compositions because they always turn out pretty successful. How I layered the images again? Yeah. Of course. I will show you one second. Let me get this horse outlined because I have it taped. And you can also, you know, leave things out if you need to. Like the bottom, I'm gonna use the texture on the bottom with my Saran wrap and salt. I have toothbrushes for texture if you have like a pebble beach or concrete and you need that texture. I have all that stuff for you. And we don't have to even get to painting today. Today could just be about planning and getting everything laid out. And then when we come back, we could start painting. Does that sound like a good plan?